How good was Napoleon Bonaparte at chess? Napoleon is considered to be one of the greatest world conquerors of all time, fighting in numerous battles and wars, and even becoming an emperor. However, how good was he actually at chess? So with the white pieces, we have the man himself, Napoleon, and with the black pieces, we have Madame de Rosemonde, who was the lady-in-waiting for Napoleon's first wife. So Napoleon opens up with his cavalry and plays the move knight c3. Napoleon was very fond of his horses, and now e5. And what's actually funny about this game, if you're playing against Napoleon and you're his opponent, you probably don't even want to win the game, as your neck could be on the line. So you have to probably tread a bit carefully here. We now see knight f3, so Napoleon just really loving his knights. And now we see the move d6. I'm not very fond of the move d6. It's a bit passive. A better move could have been a move like knight c6 and try and get the bishops out, but with d6 you kind of limit this bishop from coming out here. Now Napoleon takes this opportunity to grab some more central control and plays the move e4 as he controls this nice e5 square, now very important square, and f5 was seen in the game. However, a much better move would have been developing maybe the knight, the bishops, trying to get some more minor piece activity. And normally f5 can be quite a weakening move, as it can really weaken this diagonal, especially if the king at the castle's kingside. And now Napoleon doesn't really take advantage of this and plays a funny looking move and goes h3. A lot better would have been d4, just striking in the center and just getting these knights in the middle, but h3 was played anyway. And after h3, Madame de Rosemonde takes here. We see knight e4, and now we see the move knight c6. So pretty good by Napoleon's opponent, just developing their minor pieces. And now Napoleon plays a not very good move and goes knight f to g5, which is actually a blunder. You can try work out why this is a blunder. The move d5, and this is what was played in the game. The problem is this knight has to move, but this knight is still under attack. So in chess, you never want to have your knights defending each other. See how these knights just defend each other. I've learned this the hard way. So now we see the move d5, and now we see why you don't want your knights defending each other. This knight has to move, but it's defending this knight that is being attacked by this queen. So Napoleon tries to complicate the position. He has realized he's stuffed up a bit, and Napoleon's opponent is probably a bit worried herself that she has got a better position against the man himself, as back in those days, emperors and kings were a bit more ruthless than they are now. But Napoleon goes queen h5 check here, checking this king, trying to make the position a bit more difficult for his opponent. We now see the move g6. Normally if the knight was on f4, it would be good because it could take here, and after this the rook would be hanging, but there's no knight on f4 here. The knight is on e5, and this queen is being attacked, so it retreats to f3. So Napoleon is actually threatening checkmate in one. So if this is taken, then oops, you blundered checkmate. So that's why we see the move knight h6 after queen f3 on the move knight h6, stopping this now, because now if you play this, well, then the knight takes. However, knight h6 is not a good move as well. A much better move instead of knight h6 would have been queen e7, holding the glue, and this knight is still under attack. There's no threat of checkmate in one, so his knight would have to move, and after black would simply be up a whole piece. So back to queen f3, knight h6, and now the problem is this f7 square is defended, but this lovely f6 square. So Napoleon hops in and goes knight f6 check, and now these knights are really on this king's face here. We see the move king e7, and Napoleon takes this pawn with check again, and now the king steps up to the d6 square, and now Napoleon plays a brilliant move here, and he goes knight e4 check, sacrificing this knight. This knight was taken in the game. However, if the king wanted to escape to this square, move like bishop c4, and it's still looking very dangerous for black here. But after knight e4, Napoleon's opponent takes this knight, and now Napoleon follows up his sacrifice with another brilliant sacrifice and goes bishop c4 check. And now there's only two legal moves here. One option is to go to d4 straight away, and oops, queen d3, and you blunder checkmate, as your king has nowhere to go as it is locked in here. And after bishop c4, you can take this bishop. It's the only other legal move. Bishop c4 was played in the game. After bishop c4, Napoleon's opponent took this bishop, but now Napoleon plays the brilliant queen b3 check. This king has nowhere to go along this file here, as the knight defends and can't come along this file, so is forced to go to the d4 square. This is the only legal square, and now Napoleon delivers a lovely checkmate on the d3 square, and the game is over. So in a way, I reckon Madame de Rosemonde was a bit relieved she didn't beat Napoleon, as she may have not walked out of the room alive. And rumor has it she was actually playing this game naked. There is a painting of them two playing this chess game, and in the painting she is naked. So I guess that is one of the perks of becoming the emperor. So anyway, that is the end of the video. If you want to see any more games games from Napoleon Bonaparte, like and subscribe. It would also be much appreciated. Thank you for watching and sticking with me. If you're interested in seeing any more of my videos, I've got some right here. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.